Yeah, we're on. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Steve-O.
You want to take your helmet off?
I will.
About yourself and your connection with the scene here and Northern California skate scene.
Let me just do it.
Okay.
Hey, what's happening? Steve-O here. Just got done skating that little bowl down there with the crew. And so I'm going to do a little interview here. And there we go. How's that?
That's awesome. Okay, thanks. Thanks, man.
Cool.
Okay. Tell me how long you've been skateboarding, Steve-O.
Oh, I think this year is 46 years. I started in 74.
Did you grow up here in Sacramento?
Vacaville.
Vacaville.
Cowtown, baby. I was from Vacaville, started skating in Vacaville, came to Sacramento like first time to skate in like 76.
1976? Okay.
75 probably. Yeah, I had these 75 because I still had loose ball bearing wheels, and we came to Old Sacramento, and there's this place called Stokely Hill, and it was a rad concrete thing that went under the freeway with these really rad asphalt banks on the left-hand side that were pretty tall, and so you could go as fast as you wanted to and just blaze up those things and like surf them out or do slides and shit. And so I met a bunch of the Sacto original NMEN guys then, and from then on it was like I went to Sacto all the time. So now I've been living here for, I don't know, 30 some odd years.
Can you name some of the skate parks that were here in the 70s and early 80s?
Yeah. The first one was Skateboard Palace. It was a big Quonset hut that they put a bunch of dirt in and poured a bunch of concrete over it, and they painted it. It was already slippery, but then they ran over it with urethane. It was super slippery, and it was coated in asbestos, and asbestos would rain down, and we'd be skating on this slippery ass shit and had no idea. So if I die, it's concrete power. It's not going to be from skateboarding. It's going to be from skateboarding at Skateboard Palace.
Oh, damn.
And then after that, we had Sierra Wave, and after Sierra, and then Guy Grundy Skate Park in Citrus Heights, which was a piece of shit. They tried to make a really killer place called Diamond Head. It was like shaped like a volcano with a skate park inside, over off of Highway 50 at like Bradshaw or something. Yeah, maybe Bradshaw, somewhere out there. And that it never opened.
Can you name some of the punk bands in Sacramento in the 80s?
Oh, yeah, Tales of Terror primarily. I mean, come on. The Vacant, Roger Folsom. Gonna be playing the NMEN party this summer, May 20th, I think, at Cafe Colonial.
Okay.
See who else? So Neonate, my brother's band from Vacaville, but played a lot of Sacramento. IGD, Infectious Garage Death. Fucking what Skids, all the Skids bands. ACK was happening in Davis. For sure.
Was that at the place?
Yeah, we used to all go to the place. The whole scene was small, and so everybody saw everybody at wherever the gig was at.
Can you tell me about the environment around the place, or what the sort of condition the place was?
At the place?
Yeah.
We skated outside as much as possible before we went into the show. And then when the show started, we'd go in, do the show, and then get the hell out of there.
So it was pretty crowded?
It was crowded, it get hot and kind of miserable.
Kind of nasty in there.
But it was rad. We saw so much rad shit. So much good stuff, man. It was rad, like being from Vacaville, and we had Neonate, THC, Happy Cats. We had, oh my God. I can't even think of the name. We had some really good bands from Vacaville. They always played at the place, played together. I think Neonate, maybe I'm partial, but Neonate was the fucking best band. They were way ahead of everybody else.
Do you want to name some people you skated with from Davis? in the 80s?
Yeah, Davis had its own scene going on. Tim and Cody Lane for sure.
How'd you meet them?
They were just little fucking dirtbags that came from Davis and skated with us. But they were cool and they were obnoxious and they were perfect, and they were like Ricky's little pet, like his little ganglings that hanging out under his armpit. It was so rad. They worshipped Ricky, still do. It was funny. Skid, Jones, then who else was it? Who else was from Davis? I know that we had around the scene that, because it was like Vacaville Davis at the time was kind of almost the same thing as people skated in both towns. So Kevin Freeman and Justin Garcia, we called him Joey back then.
Okay.
Who else? Jason Borkos.
Joey came around and skated a lot with us in
Eddie
the 80s.
Chaos.
You know Corey?
Yeah, Corey for sure. But he was actually a little bit later than that.
Okay.
That
How'd you know Corey?
Just from Vacaville skate scene. You know, he was always there. And then I moved to Sacramento, and then Corey was always in Sacramento. So that worked out pretty good. Hey, did you know that the two pros that came from Vacaville are myself and Stefan Chudinowski?
No, I didn't. I did not know that.
That's Vacaville. Countdown Law. I know this is about Davis, but you know what? I've never liked Davis much. That's just my opinion. You know.
It's okay.
The first time we skated Glory Hole.
Yes. Let's hear about the Glory Hole.
Because everybody from the area, from Davis, Vacaville, Fairfield, for sure, can relate, because the Glory Hole was in our backyard. And if you didn't skate that Glory Hole and you're from those areas, fuck you, you fucking blew it. Except if you want to come skate with us this summer, we go 3 times a year, motherfuckers!
And you had to do the right setup. You had to have a raft and have the whole thing.
That's the story. The first time we skated it was in like 75 or 76. I'm going to say 76 to be safe. In Skateboarder magazine, I'd seen full pipes, and I'm like, I know the Glory Hole because we go up there and cab and see that spillway. I'm like, the water goes in, it's got to come out somewhere, right? It doesn't just, stop. So I knew the pipe had to come out at the bottom, but we didn't know for sure. And we had heard from old fishermen and stuff that, yeah, water comes out of the bottom, out of the big pipe, out of the Glory Hole. And so first time we went, we parked up on top of the dam, and they had just lightweight wire around the edge of the thing. It was not a big deal, and so we just walked around the edge of the wire all the way to the dam and walked down the edge of the dam, traversed down the edge of the dam, and then walked over and came around the corner and looked right, and there was the Glory Hole, 28 feet of Glory Hole, and we had 6-inch wide boards with urethane wheels and loose ball bearings. Wow! Fuck, we were going so big, not. But it was fucking rad, and we got better equipment, and that helped a little bit. But still, it was just too big to ride back then to really ride it well until around 78 or so, when things got better, boards were bigger and things. But then I think it really, for me, Glory Hole didn't really start getting good where I had enough power to actually ride it until the 80s. And then went quite a bit in the 80s, skated with Mickey Alba there. He almost at 10 o'clock front side.
Oh, wow.
Back wheel comes off. It's coming down the wall. His axle's just like grinding down the wall, and like right near the bottom, it kicks him off and he just goes into the far wall, breaks his shoulder, his collarbone. Ooh, harsh. But that was with all the NMEN crew. Fish, Bryce, Caton, tons of NorCal heads. And it was also, I think it was during or right before or in between to the SACRAMENto contest. So that's why everybody was in town.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. That's
awesome.
a good early story of the glory hole. And we skate it seriously 2 or 3 times every summer. Once it becomes like July or so, the flow stops enough because it always seeps water from hydrostatic pressure. So later on in the season it is better. September, early October, it's super good. There's not that much water. You can totally stop that thing up. But we stop it up because we take like 30 people. We go in there, clean it totally out, and build dams and stuff. We got it engineered down so we could drop in from the elbow all the time. Drop in from the elbow and ride the whole fucking pipe. That's the only way to do it. That's the only way to do it. It's so fun. You're just cruising down the pipe, and then last 6 sections, whoosh, starts thrusting, and then you're up there. It's like half-hour kick turns, going rock wheelie. Time slows down, but you're going 30 miles an hour. It's so rad.